Well, all right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dowell here, huh? Well, it looks like that the illegal immigrant or the migrant crisis is sincerely taking a turn for the worse, and New York City is experiencing it on an unprecedented level. I wonder why. I mean, after all, the first thing that Joe Biden did when he got in office was repeal every single executive order that Donald Trump had put in place. And one of the first ones he did was to stop and halt the border wall, open up the borders, and let everybody in the world come in. And of course, Greg Abbott, Ron DeSantis, and all them started, hey, all y'all sanctuary cities, Connecticut, Chicago, New York. No, come on. These people come over to pursue the American dream, didn't they? And before I get started, let me say this. Listen, I talk about issues and stuff like this all the time on my Patreon channel. If you really truly want to be abreast of the times and the seasons that we're in and what's really going on, and not only that, but to have real, true, viable, grassroots direction on what you need to be doing in order to prepare yourself and your family, you may want to consider coming over because, they demonetized me over here, so one thing I've been doing is pouring a whole lot more over to my Patreon channel rather than over here. But if you really want to hear the real truth, then we're not going to be censored, and we can say what we want to say without biting our tongue or biting our lip. No. Come over there to my Patreon channel. Let me go on. So, in New York, they had a bunch of migrants. I don't know why they keep calling them that nowadays. Matter of fact, let's look up this word here real quick because they went from illegal aliens to illegal immigrants to migrants. And everything is politically, they're trying to be politically correct whenever you're talking about all these different definitions. So let's see what the definition of migrant is. Migrant, a person who moves from one place to another, especially in order to find food or better living conditions. So basically what they're doing is they're basically saying that these people are looking for a better way of life, so we can't call them illegal immigrants because they're just moving from one place to another. So now y'all know the reason why they keep using the term migrants when the real truth is they're illegal immigrants. That's a more concrete definition. So they basically just want you to think these people are just trying to find a new way of life. That's what Adams comes up with his definition. After his police officers took a butt whooping on the streets of New York, these migrants ganged the police and whooped their tail. And let me say this also. See, this is the reason why that Pastor Dowell over and over and over and over again tells you the police is not designed to protect you. Most of these police officers out here, and these sheriff's officers, and most of them are just wearing a uniform. They can't even protect themselves. How in the hell are they going to protect you? I mean, most of these people, they go, it's because it's a job. And most of them know that citizens know the laws of this country, and therefore they're more likely going to comply when they see the uniform. Not that they are fearful of a man or a woman in a uniform, but they're fearful based on what the system may end up doing to them, because we already know it's a kangaroo court system. You're more likely going to get jacked, and it's all about revenue. It has nothing to do with justice. But 90% of the police officers in the United States of America, it's just therefore, I'm telling you, they got a uniform, and they got a little bit of power from the government, and most of them, boy, they get hyped up on that stuff. But then when you get people come from another country that don't know these laws, just because you wearing a uniform and stuff, and you think you just gonna tug around and arrest one of our people, man, go look at the video. They whooped the living daylights out of them New York police officers. You know what New York answer was? Oh, we'll let them go free. And then one of them shot the middle finger up to the camera as he was exiting. Well, anyway, they were on their way hightailing it to Arizona. Man, these people be moving places, don't they? And on their way to Arizona, they end up getting arrested. And I guess they're going to end up on charges or whatever it is. And now they got another problem in New York. 62 stores have got robbed by these migrants, you know, people who move from one place to another in order to find food and shelter. 62 stores got robbed by these migrants. And they have an issue. They don't know what to do. The police are getting they're getting their tails whooped. The stores are getting looted and robbed and stuff. The jail cells are getting full. No matter what, they're taxing the system. So what's the answer? I mean, a lot of people, a lot of these cities that consider themselves as sanctuary cities, they're starting to sing a whole new tune now, because the worst that I've seen yet is that, because, you know, in these third world countries, the primary vehicle in third world countries is mostly motorcycles. I know that many of you don't know that, but you go to Jamaica, you go to Dominican, you go to Mexico, you see a lot, man, it's motorcycles. Motorcycles are everywhere. And I don't think they obey one traffic law either, because, man, as close as they get to each other, sometimes they come within a hair of just a fatal crash, but somehow, some way, they navigate and get around it. But, man, I tell you, they had 2 of these migrants, you know, people who move from one place to another. They had a lady and drug her while they was full throttle on a motorcycle, and then let her go only after she hit the pole. In New York, we all have got to give it up for Chicago and New York, because y'all are a special kind of people. I've never seen nothing like it before in my life. But you know what's remarkable to me? That people still live in those places. Hey, and I think the governor of New York, Adams, said, this is what he said. Well, you know, the migrants was in search of the American dream as they left New York, going across the country to Arizona. And of course, we look at each other like, are you serious? Are you serious? Well, ain't our problem, huh? Well, what else is going on? They're doubling down on the border. We already know that. I'll keep you abreast of that right here. But I'm getting ready to make a video over on my Patreon channel. And I'm getting ready to talk about some laws that some Massachusetts congressmen or senators are trying to pass on into law. And it ain't good for the American people. But I can tell you this, it's something that we definitely need to hear. You may want to come check me out on Patreon. I'm getting ready to go in.